is a Japanese role-playing game? What is it that turns a normal, healthy RPG J? Does it have to be made in Japan? What are the differences with Western RPGs? Why is there always that one party member that joins too late, so I never feel like leveling them up? I'm Dial, and today I'll be in the details of... To begin talking about the genre's rich history of angsty teenagers straight up killing God, one need not look further than the greatest country on Earth. America. The localizations of both Ultima and the dungeon crawler wizardry are what inspired Japanese game makers after they grabbed 1980s PC gaming by the balls. I mean, just look at this fire gameplay. In Japan at the time, some proto-JRPGs were similarly made, such as The Dragon and Princess and Danchizuma no Yuwaku, which translates to Seduction of the Condominium Wife, a game where you walk around your apartment complex fighting malevolent spirits for money and knocking on doors to solicit sex from any woman who answers. Hey, that's what I'm doing later. With the release of the NES, an arms race developed to create more accessible games and RPGs for a home console market. The Western world, on the other hand, didn't give a shit. They focused on player autonomy through sandbox-like worlds, branching narratives with moral dilemmas, and being able to mod games beyond recognition without getting flayed alive by covert Nintendo operatives. I call these FRPGs. The F is for freedom, whereas the J in JRPG doesn't stand for Japanese. It's for John Rails. The games are on rails. The two great grandfathers of the genre, Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy, popularized it with an approachable and easy to pick up template that has remained untouched. An often linear story with a variety of party customization and other RPG elements that make the numbers go up. But the defining characteristic? Turn-based, text menu, combat. It doesn't matter whether it's made in Japan or not. You'll spend most of your time looking at a menu and deciding which flavor of nuclear bomb you're going to drop on wildlife that dared to halt your journey. The gameplay was a product of hardware and technological restrictions at the time, but decades later, the homie standing in a line genre is still going strong. Here's Final Fantasy I from 1987. 8 years later, Chrono Trigger released to critical acclaim. 28 years later, Octopath Traveler is still following in Oji-san's footsteps. Oji-san is old man in Japanese. Thanks to the formula's simplicity, games were made for every generation of console, any handheld platform, and some even turned into abysmal dogshit PC ports. Expedition 33, Persona, Fear and Hunger, Pokemon, Adventure Quest, Undertale, and Darkest Dungeon. These are just a few examples of Darkest Dungeon? Dudes are in line, the turns are based, but what's this? Pictures instead of text? That's no JRPG. In fact, anything more complex falls into a different category altogether, such as Fire Emblem. Despite being a Japanese RPG, it's not a JRPG, but a TERPG, a tactical RPG, with fights involving grids and movement. The not always, but sometimes Japanese RPG blueprint is so intuitive, there's an entire game engine dedicated to churning these puppies out, with many indie titles from all over the world. There is something to be said about the staying power and influence of the genre, but every developer and author of game design books I emailed ghosted me. So I'll be making up my own fucking agenda. I think there's a human yearning for the good old turn-based combat. 6,000 years ago in ancient India, they played Chaturanga, the precursor to modern-day chess. That's millennia of turn-based game development that has been perfected today by adding anime titties. So JRPGs are the gift that keep on giving. And what's a better gift than the menial and beginning of numbers? The grind for stats and levels is something the genre is known for, but not necessary for completing the game. The government-mandated secret super boss will kick your teeth in without it, though. Through the years, the game industry has been tweaking the formula for combat, with each series or game going in unique directions, such as Shin Megami Tensei being known for the press turn combat system and the best depiction of demons of all time. Other games have attempted making the genre more mechanically intensive by adding quick-time events and minigames during attacks, turns being on timers, and whatever this deck builder bullshit from 2003 is. Despite the variety, if you've played one JRPG, dare I say, you've played all of them. So what really makes the game is everything else. Notably, the stories, the narrative, the world building, and the writing are often praiseworthy. The protagonist wants to bang his way around the world. A court jester's prank is about to go way too far. A karate instructor finding his kid in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Surviving 15 days in completely normal Quebec, Canada. Suicide is badass. Suicide isn't badass? Bugs. Or a nice classic tale about saving a dragon and killing a princess. It might not seem like it, but JRPGs have some of the most heartwarming and gut-wrenching stories that have graced pixels on screens. With the gameplay already figured out, there's a higher level of care into the world and characters. You might even find a waifu. Not her? She's mine. Then there's the case of music. Since the genre's 8-bit inception, composers have been carrying games and franchises on their backs, time and time again, delivering OSTs that have no place being this good in games for man and man-child alike. But don't take it from me. Take it from random Italian people.
Questo è commovente.
Perché comunque questi sono professori universitari che magari sono in pensione e gli piace fare queste lezioni e comunque poi glieli mandano anche sulla mail, glieli mandano.
Io stamattina ho fatto la solita passeggiata di un'oretta, che mi fa bene data anche l'età, e poi vado anche all'università della terza età.
Cazzo, questa è un bella...
Yeah, all you have to do is read this. All you have to do is, okay, just read.
Vabbè, la besciamella ad esempio dico, senti, adesso non la fare raggrumare, mescola, e lui si mette lì e mescola, va bene, mentre io faccio un'altra cosa, capisci?
Sono cose elementari.
That shit is a straight banger.
As you can see, nothing but unscripted honesty here, folks. So, what is a JRPG? It's a genre with humble but deep-seated roots in gaming history. One that hasn't lost its identity about games being easy to pick up and get lost in. It's a gameplay template that's old, but never out of fashion. Always capable of steering creative and touching journeys. Most importantly, though, a JRPG is... probably... a good game. Thank you for watching.
Ci inondano, anche noi in questo momento siamo inondati da queste particelle che vanno molto veloci, quasi alla velocità della luce.